So, hello and welcome people back to Let's Play Hybrid Heaven. In the last episode we very inefficiently defeated the boss, where I was sort of slowly realizing that the enemies can heal infinitely once they get to a certain point. Yay!
Is that a nose computer?
A memory card.
That's not what I was referring to, but okay, cool.
It's a nose-puter.
For what purpose?
It's alien technology.
Fair enough.
We're on an alien spaceship. And this is where I entered from. It was kind of...
This is a spaceship? I thought we were in like a bunker or something.
No. I'm really turned around here simply because I was cutscened through this entire room before, you know.
Right.
So I wasn't actually the one discovering where I was supposed to go. But yeah, now we're gonna have quite a.
Mass Effect ripped off Hybrid Heaven. Confirmed.
They've ripped it off like several times already.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Clearly a very influential game.
Now the president has his memory back. We need to put him
Yes.
in this chamber, which will remove the zombie virus from him.
But there is no zombie virus, not in this one. It'll take just about as long as it will take us to go around the place. Nah, doing jumping jacks is not gonna make his memory go back quicker. But yeah, this
Well,
is their
damn.
base. This is the base of the aliens, the Gargantuans. They have hidden away somewhere in between floors, away from the hybrids.
Congo no fit indoor.
Yes, that's why he's in no cutscene.
Yep. He is called the Master.
I do like the little detail with how they said that they're speaking directly into your mind.
Yeah.
and how the text actually shows immediately as opposed to letter by letter.
Right.
And I also like how since it was Konami, they were probably, we're gonna make a lot of translation errors. Let's just put a little bit of a thing there. Oh, not all of our information comes through this method as intended. Speed restore. This is really weird that they would actually include this item. Because it's pretty much the same as Speed Razor.
Weird.
Alright, there's speed enhancers. It gets confusing with all of these things.
I'm really digging how this is totally a Legend of Dragoon style song playing in the background right now.
Yeah, it does sound like some place in Legend of Dragoon. We already get songs like these in this game simply because there are almost no places which aren't full of danger at every corner. All of the other songs are a lot more oppressive and moody compared to this one, which is still kind of moody, but more on the, I wouldn't say so much cheerful, but like more casual side.
Yeah.
We need some muscular man to do it for us.
Shame Diaz isn't here.
Yeah, at the very least, we have a suit that gives us his physical abilities.
Yeah.
It's very
All that's
lucky.
telling me though is that Diaz is better than Johnny in every way.
He is. They actually, we have his abilities more or less copied. And that last bit of text was shown letter for some weird reason. Nothing hidden on this desk.
Maybe it was just that dramatic.
Maybe. I do like that they put the detail of moving faces during dialogues. I mean, it doesn't seem like much now, but they didn't bother with that sort of detail in 240p era, generally. I mean, for characters to have a face back in 1999 was a thing. But yeah, previously we couldn't go through here because there was this one gargantuan standing in front of these doors. But now let's just take a slide. Whee! Boom. And now we're in the new area. Area 4, the weapons factory. Now this is one of the more, I want to say kind of tedious parts of the game. Since you have a lot of rooms with a lot of men in black and orange ladies, as well as robots. Robots are going to be a new threat. Not that big of a threat, but they're very defensive. And this is the encounter with the man in black that I would recommend farming for the resistance against fire. As well as because otherwise they don't really have that many interesting things to do. But the resistance against fire will definitely come in handy a lot. Since you saw unguarded, that was that hurt quite a lot. But they're really bad at this whole bamboozling thing, you know? They're like, oh, I'm gonna do this move far away from you. Guess what it's gonna be? It's gonna be a fire attack or a punch that's gonna completely miss you. Oh, an interesting little detail. If you use an upper punch on any of the men in black, they'll drop their glasses. So basically punch them in the face and their glasses fall off. No other enemy has anything similar to that. Just keep... Probably the best way to actually take advantage of them is just constantly run away to far end of the stage and just wait for them to do things.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, and then just keep shooting them.
No, shooting is bad. You want them to shoot at you, because like your shots are very, very, very limited in ammo, and you want to keep all of them.
But if you let them shoot you, won't you become weak to drowning?
No, you will become resistant to fire. It's weird that they would implement resistance to elements without even specifically making it, you know. Or I guess this game does not have any kind of tutorial. I completely, yeah, shouldn't really expect much in that regard. But yeah, because it is very much a thing where you where defense will decrease amount of damage that you take, and also your various body parts will level up accordingly when it comes to your defensive stats. But there is nothing in your very, very extensive stat menu mentioning about the elemental damage, is what I meant to say. But yeah, what I was getting at before the cutscene happened, yeah, like our starting abilities were basically copied from the moment where Diaz was captured by the Gargantuans. So
Right.
maybe when if we ever happen to see him again, we're not gonna be quite so equal anymore. Open the doors. I hate how this has absolutely no, like, interact button. Just wanted to see if actually crouching does anything. Pile driver, yes. But yeah, that was the last encounter that I wanted to do. Super Restorer. And I believe that after I re-enter right now, he's not even going to come back because I've already drained this spawner. It
You
never
exterminated everything in this radius.
Well, no, just that one spawner. Now this place is more is safer for the children to go through. Oh, by the way, when it comes to the way the menus work, because you saw how the animation still sort of continued after I paused. This game can get very funky with this, like with how the animations work after you pause. We'll see that particularly during a certain boss fight. And see, they have these few default combos, like they have set combo, but those actually do not do. I don't actually believe they lead to anything, especially not the anything below 5 hits. Those just by default don't do anything. You just want to make all custom combos once you get 5 turns. Before then, it just doesn't make sense to even bother. Because anything you put together with your strongest moves is always going to be the best. It's just making sure that the only real piece of a piece of thing that you need to worry about is whether or not the first move you do is gonna reach the enemy or hit them, or whether or not it's easy to guard or dodge. But yeah, this is a robot. The robots are they have a lot of they take a lot of damage, but they're also really slow. So you just want to load up a combo and then attack them a bunch. They're very slow to attack. And here I'm demonstrating the free run. And how it's gonna get a little bit funky for me running into the enemy. Oh no, actually it didn't.
So are we done seeing all the enemy types, by the way? Because I think we've seen this guy before.
Maybe. There is one more. There is definitely one more robot, and there is definitely a lot more aliens we're gonna see later on. You know, of course, not counting bosses, which are all unique. Well, almost all. I mean, kind of unique, but not really model-wise. Not all of them. Particularly. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there is another type of robot which is even weirder to fight because they don't actually actively try to attack you. They'll just walk around in the room, like sort of bouncing from edge to edge like a screensaver on a DVD player. I was sort of trying to check how many hits it takes, whether or not it's worth it going for 2 combos. It is. This entire location just has a whole bunch of these guys and also the orange jumpsuit ladies with really weird screams. Always check around the corner. They love hiding things behind the camera. But thankfully, as we know, these ladies are not that big of a threat. They have just a whole bunch of kicking attacks. And a poison shoulder. And as per usual when it comes to the enemies, they have an infinite supply of those, unlike us. It's not actually a very good idea to do a combo from that far away, because that only makes it very easy for the enemy to counter. Of course, they're not going to counter every time, but they'll more likely do that if you're far away, because that means your attack is way easier to actually dodge. Thankfully, she was stupid and didn't take advantage of that. Only the right leg and the right arm. Always guard. Or step when you know you're not gonna get hit anyway. I do wish that stepping actually had like a visible effect on how your character develops. Maybe it does, but it's really unnoticeable. Because I think it may actually have to do with like how your reflex develops. Because definitely my character does not get that. But you see, now that I have leveled up a bunch, my few steps to go back have turned into a full jump. And she hit me against the wall. What a bitch. We'll see how you like that. Damn it. She's still... well, she's not alive. I'm sad that she didn't get hit by the wall. Just died beforehand. Speed enhancer, nice. Those are really nice to keep around. The speed doesn't actually have anything to do with how fast your power bar will recharge. It just has to do with your movement speed, which not really all that relevant, to be honest, in the grand scheme of things, because moving around is best done with small hops. Why does Head have offensive stat? It even counts how many. It even counts how many hits you got per each part of your body. So I guess it's easier for you to calculate what ends up giving what. You know, like how many hits is an upgrade in defensive stat of a given body part. Gotta show this fight off because it's technically not a repeat. But since now I know that he takes 2 full combos, I'm just gonna do that. Fucking hell. Thank God we got no brain damage for that. That could have gotten ugly. He tried to step. Damn it, why? Like, watching this back and knowing like where the HP actually, where the HP bar actually is kind of nervous. Because I know that me in the past wasn't paying attention to it because it's just, it blends too well. And I just get almost killed all the time. Not because I'm so brave, but because I can't, like, I don't notice how much I'm dying. Also, since this is a repeated fight and whatever, I wanted to kind of bring up a really interesting little piece of how this game is presented. Because you know how Nintendo 64 has that ugly filter for every single fucking game? You know, the one that sort of acts like anti-aliasing, and you can't turn it off, ever. In this game, it's sometimes actually turns off. And
only every now and then, though.
Yes. Basically, the way they do overlays sometimes. You know how if you're on our recording, it's kind of hard to notice because everything looks like mud anyway because of compression. However, if you were to actually look at behind text boxes, they are much sharper than the whole rest of the game.